Alright guys, so today I was actually watching YouTube and I arrived at home and in my feed actually there's this video which I didn't watch, Tucker Carlson, which everybody knows and everybody respects rightfully. And this is Chris Williamson and he's like like I've seen this couple videos and his short on my feed multiple times, but I always click like I'm not interested because he's like a self-help guru and also this not manosphere content, but he's like this in the sphere of working hard and like waking up early in the morning, 5 a.m., and then taking a cold bath, not enjoying your life, and so on. I mean, I'm over exaggerating it. I bet he's like a really cool guy, but I mean, I just don't like him because I'm actually against this total idea of like work hard, work hard. But you have to, in my opinion, actually, yeah, you're working hard, you're making money, but if the only thing actually you're thinking about is making money and making more money, you don't have time to reminisce, to collect your thoughts, to think clearly and enjoy your life. And I mean, if you can't enjoy like a basic thing like a video game or a beer, I mean, you're just losing your fucking life. But no prejudices, so this video is titled Your Favorite Video Games Are Sabotaging Your Life, Chris Williamson explains. Alright, so I'm gonna watch a bit. I watched just a bit like quickly with two times speed, but I'm gonna watch it with you guys and I actually want to give my commentary.
No longer on the factors that that anesthetize or placate men in the face of these enormous frustrations and hurdles. They're not rising up because you said porn, video games?
Porn, video games, and screens, I think, are the three.
Can you explain the role of video games?
Yeah, well, I think, look, video games allow you to have a simulacrum of mastery, conquer, progress, group cohesion, coordination between you and other real people, right? A lot of video games, I would love to know this, but I'm going to guess that solo player offline stuff like Nintendo 64, like Sonic the Hedgehog style games from 20 years ago, will be much smaller than online cooperative games where you're playing with other real people across the internet. And I'm going to guess the reason for that is that the sense of camaraderie and group and progress together is one of the most compelling parts of this because it's simulated warfare, right? Even in games that aren't about war, even if it's, you're trying to build a good roller coaster park, if you're doing it with other people collaboratively, that's going to feel much more compelling than if you're doing it on your own, typically. And that's a big part of what it is that guys want to do. They want to feel like they're making progress. They want to feel like they're having an impact. They want to feel like...
How sad. Because you're not making any progress. It's all fake. You're not building anything.
Well, if you feel like you can't make an impact in the real world, I want to make an impact somewhere. I have to do something with my time, and this is comfortable and easy to me and compelling and in many ways.
Alright, these are some of the most typical like boomer talking points, and I can understand Tucker actually thinking these because he's not our generation, but this guy is basically our generation. I think he's like 2001 or something like that. I bet he's like maybe a little bit older, maybe my elder brother's generation, but suffice to say, it's like close to Gen Z, let's say. So I can actually accept that Tucker, not understanding the reality and like the benefits and depth of video games and how well can video games be. But see, this is a typical shit. So the problem with this kind of statement is you're still thinking, I bet, actually people like this and this guy, I bet my fucking right testicles this. They are actually thinking playing chess is an extremely cool thing. It makes you actually think more strategically and everything, and it's extremely helpful. Fucking chess. And but when it comes to video games, it's just like this holy grail of shitting on. All right, video games are like he will say this too. Or he said it in the video. Are bigger than like music, films, and all the entertainment industries combined. They're almost as big as like the pharmacy industries, right, in the world. They're actually not agreeing to the fact that chess and these games that are known as good and helpful and helps you like strategically, creative thinking, and so on. They don't accept the fact that video games can be like that as well. All right, I need to turn off the notifications. I will check them later. So the problem with these kind of statements are, I bet my fucking ass they're actually thinking like, oh, chess or like playing soccer and everything. These are good for camaraderie. Like also learning how to play and how to work efficiently with your partners, with your friends, and so on. But they will never fucking accept that a typical Call of Duty Warzone game, even fucking Fortnite, can be actually more engaging than that, in the sense that you have a lot more action. Even Fortnite, I'm fucking ashamed to say Fortnite and Call of Duty are in some ways better than chess, but they are. Listen to me, listen to this. They're more engaging, they have more content, and you can play with more than two people, unlike chess, for example. So one doesn't have to be better at one another, but saying that, for example, yeah, video games are like sabotaging your life, or they are basically a waste of time. And this is the other argument as well. He actually said people who weren't able to achieve anything in their life are actually, in a way, in an unrealistic way, they're actually achieving and experiencing these things virtually in video games. So that's true in some sense, but if we're going into that direction, everything is like that as well. I mean, there's a book called Homo Ludens, and it talks about this games, and this includes video games as well. But this can include war games, this can include like chess, everything, or riding a horse. So the main idea of the book is like, we're not just Homo sapiens, we're Homo Ludens, and so the one of the basic actually subconscious notions and emotions or of a man or of a person is to play. Actually, children play, and uh, this is like about the boomer generation, or like this content, that work porn, let's say. I want to call some kind of these contents. Like, you have to work more and more and more, but where the fuck is it going? I mean, I really respect, and I think you should earn a lot of money, but constantly, if you're thinking like, all right, I've done this, and you're not enjoying your life, you're not actually engaging anything meaningful or strategic. So that's the problem with it. I mean, not everything in life needs to be helpful in a material way. Not everything should be about making more money, working harder, building discipline, or searching about that. So most of the people actually watching this kind of content, and I admit in high school I was watching a lot, and I don't have feelings for this guy. Like, I don't have bad feelings. I wish him the best. But the problem with these kinds of videos are most people are watching them constantly again and again, and the fact is they're actually researching and trying to learn more about how to be more efficient and how to work harder, but they're not actually working or doing this. I mean, it's not concrete advice at all. Like, you should not play video games, you should take cold fucking baths, and you shouldn't watch corn, and you should actually live like a stone and eat beef and steak every day. I mean, probably there's some truth in that somewhere, but you're fucking lost to me, man.
The video game industry is worth more than movies, TV, and music combined. Video game designers understand human psychology better than
True.
anybody
Oh,
else.
I get it, and I'm not judging it at all. I said sad rather than contemptible because I think it is sad because it's the illusion of creation. But would you get more satisfaction from 8 hours of video game playing or, say, rebricking your driveway?
Well, unfortunately, I'm going to guess that a good group of guys would say, "I don't know, give me, video games, because that's what I know." Because maybe dad wasn't in the house to be able to show me.
Because dad wasn't able to, dad wasn't in the house to be able to show affection and meaning, parenthood. The fuck does that mean, bro? Come on. I mean, it's either this opposite ways. Like, it's either one end of the fucking fucking extreme spectrums. It's either like you never should play video games, or like Tucker made actually, and all respect to him, like he just said like 8 hours of video games or 8 hours of that. I mean, yeah, you probably shouldn't play 8 hours of video games every day. You probably shouldn't, because like the third of your day, right? Uh, but that's just about anything. You shouldn't read 8 hours. You shouldn't probably work 8 hours. I mean, you should never do anything 8 hours, man.
The one thing that men have and that we all need, that the society needs, which is creative energy.
Useful.
That's exactly right. And that's such a natural thing, such a great thing. It's essential. That's why we have civilization in the first place, because men built it, because they're driven to create stuff. And if all of that energy is siphoned off into something useless.
Well, this is also detected by women too, right? I think that if you're a woman who is a mum and has daughters, or is looking for a partner, or has a partner and wants the partner to be increasingly good for you, you should be as passionate, if not more, about this problem than we are.
Well, of course.
The very fact that men are being sedated out of being more useful is creating precisely the
Video
dearth of
games are
eligible male
bad.
partners that you
Waste
are
of
probably
time.
conscious
It's
of.
driving women insane. I've never seen more crazy women in my life. I think of men as crazy and women as kind of stable and steady, and men. and because they're, wasting their energies doing pointless things, and it's driving women like bonkers. They seem crazy. Don't they seem a little crazy to you?
I have not, and perhaps as you, the women in your life, I'm not around very many crazy women.
I'm never around crazy. The true extremists are women. And I'm like, wait, what?
Going nuclear, banding together, causing some sort of an uprising. So,
would you call this a hypothesis rather than just an obvious fact?
Look, I probably should call it a notion. I think for a hypothesis, you actually need to properly do a study for it.
I'm just going to state it as
Male sedation.
irrefutable reality.
Male sedation truth. Yeah, we'll call it that. But I think that video games, what is it that it gives men? It gives them a sense of progress, of camaraderie, of goal-seeking behavior. And, for winding down half an hour, a couple of nights a week, perhaps that's a cool thing to do. But when it completely consumes your life because you don't feel like you have agency or progress or you can make changes in the real world, so you supplant your real-world pursuits for video game pursuits, we all realize that
Why is
a
the battle
dose-dependent
against
curve.
video games? I never understand that. I mean, if you're, like I said, if what you're doing constantly in your life, in your day, is playing video games, you're probably fucking stupid. But I mean, if you're just reading constantly, or actually, if you're working out constantly, that's so bad as well. It's just the same. Like we have a saying in Turkish, like everything in excess is like a harm, right?
That beyond which you are spending too much time in the virtual world. The same thing goes to screens.
Exactly.
This is the sense of camaraderie and group-seeking behavior that typically you would have gotten by going out and doing something, and shit would have occurred due to that. Again, says the two people that make their living on the internet. But I understand.
The majority of men under 30 in the United States committed to getting sober, eschewing porn, no more video games, physical fitness, no more carbs.
Yeah.
No, I'm serious.
Yeah.
Which is probably how you live. What would the country look like after a year?
Wow. Yeah, that would be an interesting one.
Well, politically.
I bet in the United States
there would be a lot of
people
changes.
on the right, but that's besides the point. I'm not American, so dude, the fucking problem is this. Like, Tucker actually said exactly what I was meaning about. Stop watching corn, okay? Don't eat carbohydrates, and then what else? Drink your coffee black. Wake up 5 in the morning. Go to the gym. Don't spend your time on video games. Don't listen to certain kinds of music. And I mean, what the fuck? I can respect that, and I know people like that, but come on, I think we should fucking grow out of this. I'm not saying like, dude, go be fat, unhealthy. I'm not saying that, but it's always this end of the like different spectrums, like the extreme end. Either we're gonna be like a total left-leaning, leaning, you know what I mean, or either we're gonna be just like this, like eating steaks, just water, no sugar in my coffee. I mean, what about playing musical instruments then? It's like the chess question as well, because chess and musical instruments are generally accepted even by old people, actually useful, also not entertaining, useful, and helpful, because it helps your creative abilities and so on. I mean, by that definition, I think chess and musical instruments, which two I have a piano and a guitar, those should be useless as well. If video games are useless, because just basically the same thing. I mean, the hand coordination, even those are the same actually. Like, if you're playing with a controller or even a mouse, it's similar to actually, depending on what game, and it's not as much the same level as learning to play guitar or the piano, but you get what I mean. What I mean is you're actually constructing something, or actually you're doing some things and actually training your reflexes. Let's say if you're playing a competitive game, right? And by that definition, video games are useless, but also chess is useless, which I can respect. I agree to some way. And musical instruments are useless. Dude, by these people, I mean, let's say you're listening to an album, okay? And I'm gonna give you an example. There's an album called Layla and Other Assorted Love Songs. It's like my favorite song is Layla. It's by Eric Clapton, and the album is like 1 hour and 30 minutes long, something like that. And it's all the songs are either blues songs. Sorry, all the songs are either blues songs or like these love ballads. So, I mean, those are useless as well then, because they're not giving me something concrete. They're not giving me any ideas. So by that definition, probably it should be fine if I listen to Pink Floyd's The Animals, for example, or The Wall, because they have like some kind of philosophical or social message. because I'm actually learning something. I'm adding something to my life. You have to always have like this zeitgeist is insane, man. You have to be always doing something concrete, whether on your phone, whether physically, and you have to eat fucking steaks, water. Like I said, no sugar, no milk in your coffee. I shouldn't probably drink this because this has sugar, and I might get fat. Bro, come on.
I'm not. It would be really interesting to run that experiment. It would be really, really interesting, and there would be some negative externalities from that. Like if you knock porn on the head fully, you get some really, and this is why I meant this point about useless versus dangerous man, right? It's a really interesting balance between the two. Do you want useless or do you want dangerous man? It would look different. It would look incredibly different. And we have we're in a sort of luxurious position at the moment where we don't really need the usefulness.
All things aside, I think he's a really good conversationalist and speaker. He seems like a cool guy. I would want to sit with someone like this, even though like I share a lot of different opinions, because he doesn't shout unlike some other commentators or so on. He's not angry. He doesn't swear like me. I respect that.
Not on a ground floor level. And with the advent of AI and robotics, the potential for them to be even more displaced, I think, is going to increase.
You ever feel like at the end of the month, all of your money's gone? Where'd it go?
I don't think I should talk about the United States politics because I'm not American. I'm not whatever. I'm from Turkey. I'm from the Balkans. So this was the basic idea. And guys, listen. I tried to give my commentary about this, and I thought there would be more specific topics about video games, but then they went into this like context of like women, relationships, and everything, which I don't want to talk about that right now. But yeah, I think it was a good one. It was my first commentary. I mean, I was actually going to do like a history video, but I just saw this video and I was so excited. I was so intrigued about what are they gonna say, and like I think I had some concrete and probably useful, maybe bullshit things to say. So I thank you.